I'm not sure exactly what I'm trying to communicate with this vid, but it's about business, I suppose, and about how you should view business and the business you're involved in. You should view it more broadly and have more of an understanding of the business that you're working in. And the angle I'm coming at is that I was an IT manager for a hydrogen fuel cell company. So the company was involved in clean energy and the supply of clean energy to businesses in the UK and I think across Europe as well. But you see what I say there, I think across Europe, because I didn't have an understanding of the business activities they were doing. It wasn't of interest to me to appreciate what the company did thoroughly and understand how they were operating and what they were trying to do in the world. So I'm realizing that I was an IT manager, so I was concerned with the IT infrastructure for the company. How did the staff communicate with each other? How did the email system work? How did the website work? I was interested in, to my mind, quite a narrow area of the business. I wasn't interested in how they operated as a business, or their business plans, or the people they employed. I wasn't interested in any of the business activity of the company. I was only interested in the IT infrastructure. How did the email system work and the web server, so the website server, how did that work? How did network security work? How were the people able to work remotely on the computing infrastructure? I was interested in what I was doing as an IT manager. And even the job title I had as IT manager, I remember that was a struggle to get that job title. They wanted to call me IT network person or IT systems operator. They didn't want to call me IT manager. I had to insist on that job title because for some reason it was important to me to have that job title because that's the nature of the work I was doing to my mind. And I'm thinking that it is true that in my position in that company, I was doing the role of IT manager. But I also realized I was failing to do my role properly. There were elements of that job that I was not performing, I wasn't handling, because I didn't understand what I was doing as IT manager. I had ignorance, basically. I had limited understanding of the scope of the job, and I'm very critical of myself because of this, because I had a narrow focus in the work I was doing. And what I realize now in old age, I realize now that I should have expanded my knowledge of the business and understand what the company was trying to do, understand the pressures on the people that I was working with, or working for in a way rather. I should have supported people more and understood the pressures they were under to help them do their jobs better. I realized I did had very limited understanding of the people I was helping with my IT expertise. So I was interested in network infrastructure and the communications between sites and people. I was interested in file storage and file security and file access. I was interested in all elements to do with IT, with computing. I was not interested in other areas of the business. And I realized that was a severe limitation for me. My ability to do the job is much more limited because I didn't understand what the company was about. I didn't understand the pressures that other people were under and what they were trying to achieve and how I could help them with IT support. So I realized that as IT manager, which you remember, they didn't want to call me IT manager because they have their own business pressures that they're trying to address. So they wanted me to be called something less significant. But I wanted to be called IT manager. But I did not appreciate the scope of the job that I was demanding to be recognized as doing. So I didn't perform as an IT manager, but I wanted the job title. But I didn't realize I wasn't doing the job of IT manager. I'm realizing now, and it's too late. And so what I'm trying to communicate is that people working in large companies, let's say normally, or any company, want to do their job. So whatever job they're doing, that's the job they want to do. And people tend to not be interested in the jobs of other people. They just want to concentrate on their job. And I was the same. I was wrong to be behaving like this. I was interested in computing infrastructure and communications and email systems and file storage and remote access. I was interested in IT computing elements of the business. I wasn't interested in how they were trying to sell hydrogen fuel cells. I wasn't interested in their administration or their personnel or their employment or their industry or their factories. I wasn't interested in other elements of the business. I was only interested in the IT infrastructure, and that was my limitation. It constrained my ability to work well and to support people well because I didn't understand the pressures that other people were under in their areas of expertise. I didn't allow myself to understand how they were working, how they were experiencing IT and other areas of their business. And that meant I couldn't support them as effectively as I could have if I had understood. So if there was some personnel manager or whatever, they have to look after staff and staff salaries and staff comfort and staff job titles and all kinds of things. They have lots of other pressures on them. And when they deal with me, they want to do their job. So they need me to help them do their job. And they're not interested in file storage or file security or remote access. They're not interested in networking or anything like that. They just want to do their job. And they know that I'm the guy who can help them do their job. And that's what I failed to realize. I failed to appreciate that people wanted to do their job and they needed me to help them do their job. They're not interested in my job or the pressure that I'm under or the difficulties I have. They just want to do their job. And so my failure was to appreciate this, to understand that people are selfish in a way when it comes to their job function. I didn't support people effectively because I didn't understand the pressures they were under and what they were trying to do in their jobs. I was too concerned only with my job and I didn't understand the importance of appreciating other people and what they were trying to do as well. I didn't open my mind properly. I was too narrowly focused and I didn't perform well as an IT manager as a result. I failed to help people do their jobs. I wasn't a good manager in that respect. I'm hoping that what I've learned from my job function in this hydrogen fuel cell company, I'm hoping that that learning would apply to my teaching my children. I don't know how much access I'll have to my children because of legal issues, but I'm hoping I can assist them more by understanding that they have their own pressures to deal with. So I'm hoping I can use my experience in life and pass it on to them to help them. And hopefully I'll realize that they are different people, and I need to be careful in how I help them and not be constrained in my thinking or selfish or blind to how things are for them. I need to see the world from their point of view and help them instead of having a narrow focus in life and not helping them, only helping myself. But if I do that and I only help myself, I will fail in my job as a good father in the same way as I failed my job as an IT manager. And I'm thinking that I should not have pushed to be called IT manager. I should have been happy with whatever job title they wanted to give me. My job was to support them to do their work, not to enhance my career or to give myself status or whatever. So I'm thinking, and I can't do anything about it now, that I did not support the company effectively. I worked hard and did a good job in many regards. That wasn't the issue. The issue was that I failed to appreciate the nature of the business and what the business was trying to accomplish and what people in the business needed support for in terms of IT. I didn't look at the business from their point of view and understand the pressures they were under and what they were trying to achieve. And I didn't appreciate how I could help them do their jobs. I was only interested in myself doing my job. I didn't open my mind sufficiently to help people do their work. And I wish I could go back in time and fix that. And I want to recommend to people out there that if you do your job in some area, let's say you're an IT manager or IT support, whatever you do, try and realize that although you're interested in email systems and servers and network infrastructure and file storage and hard drives and all that business, you need to realize that what you're doing is helping other people do their jobs. So it's good to get an understanding of what they're trying to achieve in their job, and that will help you do your job as an IT support person. It will help you do your job more effectively if you understand what they are trying to do from their point of view, rather than focus just on your network security or your storage and your IT elements. Make sure you understand the nature of the business that you're working in and what other people are trying to do in their jobs. It will help you do your job more effectively.